Hello, hello, hello. I am Shred Daily. I'm going to be running you through some Dashless Super Metroid any percent. For the next hour or so, I think I'm live. I think we're rolling. So I'm going to give a countdown to John, and we're going to begin this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, I am almost positive many of you watching have no idea what Dashless any percent is. However, it's pretty easy to explain. You're basically running Super Metroid, trying to beat the game as quickly as you can, but not hitting the dash button. So that's gonna create some challenges as we go, and we'll kind of talk about some of them as they come up. But for now, if you know Super Metroid, we're just running through Ceriam Station. No run button being held. And if you notice, in the upper left-hand corner, you have an input display. We actually decided when this category was first coming out a few months ago that instead of using a camera to look at our inputs, that would make it incredibly difficult to tell whether the run button was being hit or not. And luckily in the Super Metroid community, there is a quite good people at making these ROMs, and they've made one for us that simply shows all the inputs. As you can see, the L and R, the on pumping going on, but we are trying to avoid a B input at any point during this run. So if we see a B input, it's technically an invalid run. Now, I think there might be some safety saves at some point. If a B input is executed, we certainly can reset and retry. But I have a feeling John will be able to make through this run without too much trouble not executing the B input. So I'm Shred Daily. I spent a good couple months running this category. Speaking of avoiding that input, it's something that if you practice running Dashless, it becomes second nature. Even though as a Super Metroid runner, you are spending almost all of your time holding run, you can develop the technique of not hitting run with a bit of practice. And yeah, that creates a situation where you have lots and lots and lots of different strats. We're now on to Ceres. No, wait, we were on Ceres. We're now on the main planet, and we're going to be executing some different strats simply because we can't run. It changes up your muscle memory, changes up a few room strats, and I think I'll probably talk to the two main points that are going to be a big challenge in this category. If you'll notice, we're about to hit some vertical rooms, and in these vertical rooms, the movement is almost identical. It's only when we get to these horizontal rooms that the movement is quite different. The two main challenges in any Dashless category are when you need to get across New Bridge, or you need to get the Ice Beam, because the Ice Beam will get you into Meridia, into Dragon. So I'm actually quite excited, because since this category is so young, so new and so fresh, there's lots of different ways to tackle those two major categories. And I know John is going to do a version that I've never seen before, certainly not the route that I took. So I am excited to see the exact routing that he goes through. I'll be seeing it for the first time, as I'm sure many of you are. So John's picking up the first missile pack. If you notice, there is no mockballing in this category, because the mockball needs to have a run input. So he's going to come up with a whole bunch of strats to remain in the morph ball, but without doing mockball strats, because your morph ball actually does move quicker than Samus running, even arm pumping. So in any long horizontal room, he'll probably want to get into that ball form. Another pretty standard room here. Lots of small jumps. And then again, we have a vertical room, which should be pretty similar to any category. He's going for the ledge grab excuse me, ledge grab climb. Very well executed ledge grab climb, behemoth climb, if you will. This room starts very similar to a dashed category, and then as you get to the horizontal up here, it changes a good bit. There you see he does his morph ball sooner. Thankfully avoids damage there, because when you get to Bomb Chorizo here, you want to have full energy. And we're at our first mini-boss. This fight should go pretty similar. I found, actually, when I was running this category, not hitting the run button is quite simple for most of the game. However, bosses and mini-bosses are the one time where I have lost runs due to it, simply because of the muscle memory, and you're not thinking about new strats, you're thinking about killing the boss. And I know Fantoon is a concern for John. It was one of the spots I lost a few runs to, but Fantoon will be coming up sooner than later. I have a feeling John might be heading there quickly. Okay, first try Alcatraz. It's always good to get out of the way. It usually helps the nerves a little bit once you get that trick. In this room, oh, very interesting. He's going for the morph ball all the way down. There are some D-boosts you can execute in here. Oh, it looks like he's going for some here. Since this is such a new category and so few people have run it, strats are constantly being invented. I'm sure I will see lots of invented strats, particularly in the late game. A lot of the challenge is the early game, and a lot of the sticking points that we might run into is going to be early game. But once he gets past probably the midway point, I'm really interested in seeing what type of strats he can execute, because that's where I spent most of my time, was on getting past these early game sticking points. But it was about 3 or 4 months ago when Carlito did, I believe, the first speed run of this category. It was theorized that you could beat the game without hitting the dash button years ago, but Carlito put out a speed run, and it was a part of the Super Metroid extension categories. And I took a liking to that. Oh, if you notice, a big sequence break that most Super Metroid categories do was just skipped. You can't go get the early supers, and that is one of the big problems of this run. Is with no early supers, you have to find a way to progress. And it looks like, okay, it looks like John's going to be just bombing his way through here. We might be taking a trip back here to do a trick called the Moon Dance, which you saw in RBO earlier tonight. So John is going to go up and face the DLC boss Spore Spawn. We'll see how many rounds he can pull off. Without a super pack, the fight is quite challenging. It is possible to do a 2-round, but it is quite challenging. So here goes. So Spore Spawn, since you don't get to see him too much, I'll explain a little bit about him. He's a boss where his patterns are set. He opens up at the exact same time in a set frequency. And the only thing that's RNG is the actual spores that come out. And to get a 2-round, you actually have to manipulate the spores. John gets 3 hits in there. That's pretty good. But it looks like with the techniques John's executing here. We're going to hope for a 3 or 4 round. 2 more. This boss can be quite trolly because any miss of a missile is many seconds in between. I believe it's almost 12 seconds per round. So the difference between a 3 and 4 round is 12 seconds. The difference between a 3 and 5 round is 24 seconds, and it adds up very quickly. There we go. Not bad. Very good fight. So John is now making his way to get the super pack. This is a very difficult moonfall to execute. And that's how it looks like most of the time when I try for it as well. It involves having to do a quick drop, followed quickly by a moonfall. So I'm now interested to see where John's going to head. If he's going to head back through Pink Brinstar the way he came, then we know that he's going to be doing a moon dance. So what that's going to do is build some momentum. So that way he can break through some blocks. No, he's actually headed down. Oh, the excitement's building. I wonder if he's just picking up some ammo or if he's going to get his charge beam and head towards New Bridge. It could just be that he's picking up charge beam. Yes, that makes more sense. I was getting very excited for some New Bridge attempts. It is possible to get across New Bridge without hitting the dash button. However, it is incredibly difficult. It is many, well, not many, dozens of inputs that are very quickly done. And if you mess up one of those dozens of inputs, it's start over and you lose several minutes. It's doable, but definitely not marathon safe. So it looks like John's heading back to this room. He's going to reset this room and then create himself a situation with those crumble blocks where he can gain a whole bunch of momentum to be able to clip through the power bomb blocks in this room that he is entering now. Yes, the ability of turning on Moonwalk has created a lot of interesting byproducts, and this is one of them. Not one of the most popular tricks, simply because it's such a long setup, and it's not something you really use anywhere else. So what he's going to be doing is firing shots into the ceiling, and then executing a moonfall, but it automatically catches him. So he's actually building speed right now. He has to do this, I believe, around 170 times. Now, after 30 times, he can actually double his pace and go from each side. If you notice, he's shooting on the left and turning to the right. After about 30 shots, he should be able to go. Now he's doing it back and forth. There is a few good tutorials by Shiny Zenny, the runner who just executed the RBO run, on how to do this. Because it is not intuitive whatsoever. And so if you want to learn how to do this, it's certainly not a free trick, but something that you can learn. And getting it fast is risky, because if at any point during these 170 shots he missteps or misfires or takes his hand off of the diagonal shot, takes his hand off the jump button, he's going to have to restart. And this trick can take upwards of 1.5 minutes. And to lose that 1.5 minutes, say 1 minute and 15 in, is quite the time killer. We'll know if he gets the trick if he goes into the bottom left-hand corner and wiggles his way out. That's when we know the tricks have been executed properly. Tell he's being very deliberate in his shots. It can be done much quicker. Zenny, for example, who's spent hours and hours on that trick, has moved much quicker. But he's through. It looks like we're good. All he needs to do now is execute a moonfall, he's through. He's down. So he got past the power bomb blocks before getting power bombs. So that would be our first real sequence break. Now the reason why he's doing this is to pick up an energy tank and then also to get his power bombs, because you wouldn't be able to get power bombs unless you made your way all the way back up through Brinstar. And actually I'm thinking that's the path he might take. I am quite interested to see his routing here. He's about to make his first visit to some animals. Animals that teach you how to wall jump. Now this is a very exclusive trick to this category. You can't mock ball here to make it all the way across, so it's a pretty precise trick. So if he gets this, I'm sure he'll be very happy. Gonna lay a bomb. Oh, just a little early. Falls all the way down. It doesn't cost you too much time, but it is more of a swag trick if you can get that bomb executed. Now, bomb jumping, I believe, with the route that John's going to be taking, is a huge part of this category. Instead of spending your time... Okay, so he is going to head back up through Green Brinstar into Pink Brinstar and then through Criteria. Very interesting. So instead of going back and farming like in some Dashless attempts, he's going to head straight to Fantoon, and that is going to be a challenging fight. And speaking of using your bombs and doing bomb jumps, I believe we are going to have quite a few attempts at some horizontal bomb jumping. So if Red Tower, or if horizontal bomb jumping is not your thing, then this route is probably not for you, because we're going to have to do quite a few to get across without being able to hold dash, no speed booster, no grapple beam. We're pretty limited on supplies, but yet we're still headed to that ghost. All right, back to where we began. If you notice, he's in Morph Ball. That does move you quicker than arm pumps through this room. So as a speedrunner, you might think, well, why would we want to run Dashless? You want to go fast as a speedrunner. Well, this is definitely a challenge category. And John here is about to exemplify what we mean by a challenge category, because he has to do back-to-back horizontal bomb jumps. A trick that's no gimme. Back-to-back, not once, not twice, but thrice. And to get to the wrecked ship. So being part of a challenge category is dealing with things like this. And so he saved a whole bunch of time. He's going to save a whole bunch of time routing-wise by doing this route and making it across. Very nice. Very nice. He's 1/3 of the way there. He's going to save a whole bunch of time by doing this, but this could also cost lots and lots of time. Very nicely done. He's actually making this look quite easy. I'm sure now I'm going to commentators curse him. Let's see if he does another bomb jump or if he's going to do the D-boost. No D-boost. He's going for it. He's feeling his bomb jumps right now. If you look at his inputs on the upper left-hand corner, it is quite perfect. He is through. Wow. I was not anticipating that going that quickly and that smoothly. He made it look easy. I am fairly jealous. That is one of the reasons why I don't route, because he saved a lot of time by not having to backtrack, because in this category, particularly in Dashless, backtracking costs you lots of time because any movement takes longer. The challenge of this category is the slowness of the movement. Okay, now it's time for the Fantoon fight. With only the power suit, no Varia, every flame will be dealing 40 damage. He doesn't have any extra beams, so he will be Dopplering. Let's hope we don't see any B inputs. I know that's sometimes a concern with muscle memory, with all the time we've all spent on Fantoon. Fantoon's being very nice on ammo drops, or health drops, that is. Lots of good health. Very good Doppler. So in case you don't know what Dopplering is, it's firing missiles and walking forward. And it creates a situation where instead of Fantoon disappearing after taking one missile, you can get in multiple. Looks like he's set up for a 3-round here. Oh, just misses the last super. That was very close. A 3-round would have been quite nice. Perfect. Plenty of health. Good ammo. Very good fight. I know that's one of the scary parts, dying to Fantoon. And now we're heading out of the wrecked ship. Nope, thinking of the wrong category. We're not headed out yet. We still have to pick up some items. We still have to head through the attic. I'm actually very interested to see his attic strat. An attic strat without dash is something I never felt very comfortable with. So maybe in the last few months here, John has created something that is both consistent and safe and or very fast. Oh, a detour. Okay, safety safe. Very, very smart. I thought maybe he was going to head for the extra energy tank. Laying the power bomb to kill the first 2 creatures. No ability to shine spark. He's just going to have to power his way through with ammo. Very nice. Those key hunters take 1 missile and 1 super, so to have good ammo management and quick item selects is definitely a key. Again, using the slight speed boost that you get while morph balling to get through this room. So he has full health going into bowling. Bowling could be a little nerve-wracking because he's going to take 60 damage per hit, and without being able to dash, it can be a long crossing. But I believe he'll be doing damage boosts. Yes, there's 1. There's 2.
Okay. I've got a donation, if you guys have a second.
Now is actually a perfect time because this is one of our cutscenes.
Excellent. Shozo Bowling it is. All right. This one is from Lethargic Waldo for $50. And he says, thanks to everyone who has donated, run, commented, or given their time in any way to make this happen. Also, chat spam. Orange Gamer.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, that's a great donation. Yeah, this has been a wonderful marathon and lots of great content to keep us entertained on this holiday season. Well, holiday season in the States. I know it's quite late here on the West Coast. I'm sure it's very, very late on the East Coast. Probably getting pretty early in John's time out in Europe. So definitely lots of good content to keep us going. Plenty of Dashless run left in us, even though we have the gravity suit already. We're really just beginning. We now have, I believe he's on his way to set up for the next big trick of the run, which is, as Jean would call it, G mode or G mode. He's basically, and I am not even going to attempt to describe what he's doing. I will just kind of call it out when it happens. He does need to go get X-ray though. It looks like he didn't hit that orange door. He's going to need to make sure he has an extra power bomb when he heads back up there later in the run. I do want to apologize. John is one of the more knowledgeable Super Metroid runners. He knows lots and lots. My knowledge of the game is not quite up to where his is. So if I make any mistakes in describing his run here, hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully he'll forgive me. Farmed up a few power bombs. Didn't want to go for the power bomb back. I don't believe he's going to even get any more items, any minor items, that is. He'll probably pick up a few more energy tanks that are along the way, but if I'm not mistaken, he's going to hit up X-ray next, and then he'll be going for that ice beam. Possibly with a Kraid visit somewhere in there as well. I'm quite interested to see how he's going to get across to get this X-ray scope without grapple, without space jump. There's certainly going to be some damage boosting, because these spikes, well, with the gravity suit, the spikes aren't quite as intimidating. But we have more bomb jumping. Let's see if he goes for the double bomb jump attempts. Yeah, the pace to get those double bomb jumps is quite challenging. We'll see if he goes for it and gets it, or if he resorts, yes, as I do almost every run. Bomb. It feels like some days the double jumping is just there. The pacing of it is there, and then some days it's not. And so if it's not there, sometimes it's best to just go for the single. He's going to have to do some more bomb jumping here. Health is still fine. Making his way up. He's already cleared out the Gamers with the power bomb, so he should be safe once he gets to the right height to go pick up his X-ray scope. And this is where the true strangeness of this run is gonna happen. While he's getting this and setting up for his big glitch, the other options you have in this category, the current world record route is you actually have to do a crystal flash at an elevator, frame perfectly, and you only get, if you only have, so that means you need to pick up more ammo, because you need to be able to do a crystal flash, and then you only have a few attempts to get this frame perfect trick, so it's not a lot of fun. So I don't blame John for going for this route that's slightly longer, when this trick, which he's about to do, known as G mode, is quite a bit more fun to execute. Quite a bit less hair pulling. Time to hit the Sloter's refill to refill some energy. So all of these rooms, it's quite a bit different to get through the horizontal part without being able to hit the run. So most of us have lots of muscle memory, knowing the right timing of where to jump, when to jump, when to deboost, and all that goes out the window when you decide that you want to run Dashless. Basically, all these seemingly basic rooms become a new timing, a new challenge, and you're inventing your own strats because you can't watch tens of thousands of hours of perfect room execution. But looks like John's doing a pretty good job making through seamlessly. We did see a Cephi beam pickup. The Spazer was grabbed. I don't know if that was a comfort or if there was some purpose behind that. If it has something to do with the G mode. Those double bomb jumps, they'll get you. Perfect. Perfectly executed. Alright, so now we're headed to Kraid. Let's see if he's going to grab any extra ammo. Nope, just heading straight in. This isn't any percent category, so we do need to defeat all 4 main bosses. A little bit of extra damage boosting. Looks like his health's just fine. And now, of course, we will see if we get the Kraid quick kill. After making it across the moat, I'm sure his nerves are not affecting him. So we'll see if this goes as smoothly as it can. It can also fall off the rails quite quickly. Oh, let's see if he has a backup. Oh, just a little early. So we are seeing the downloadable content, the extra special full Kraid effect here. I know I have seen it many a times myself, usually while on PB pace. Little dance of rage. I'm sure John's hit that 100 times in a row before today, and then Kraid decides to play some tricks. So that's 2 of the 4 main bosses down. And we have, I would say, 2 of the main tricks in this category down. With the biggest one that I understand the least coming up, that I'm also quite excited for. Alright, so we are going to get an extra energy tank pickup. I should put him up to 4 tanks. Nope, three tanks. So I don't think he'll be going for a stand-up glitch. I don't know if he'll get another 3 more. And I believe this is where the fun is going to begin. He may be damaging... If he starts damaging himself down, that's when we know it's going to be happening. Perhaps he's going to get high jump boots first. Yes, that makes sense. That was a well-executed room with a good quick drop to knock out that... Gamer? I think I called the other enemy a Geaver. No, the Nova. Just call every enemy a Gamer. They all kind of fit that description. Key hunters and gamers. That's all there is in this game. It feels like. Alright, so he's not needing the extra missile pack that's above. Nor is he needing the energy tank, so he definitely will not be going for stand-up glitch if he's skipping that energy tank. Feels confident with the 399 that he has. He will be damaging himself down at some point. I may be completely off. Is he going to go fight Ridley first before the glitch? Oh, wow. So we're going to get the pleasure of him doing the lava dive, heading to Lower Norfair, taking out Ridley before heading to Dragon. That would actually make sense, especially since he's planned a PKRD route. I am quite interested to know what the real true possibility of this routing is compared to some of the others. That's one of the exciting things about newer categories such as this. Because, oh, so he's going to pick up a reserve tank. Yes, I believe that is part of the G mode. Thank you, Canadian Owl, for letting me know that in the chat. A reserve tank is necessary, and he can't pick up the standard reserve tank that you would get in the early supers room. So now he has a reserve. Should be going to pick up some more ammo or more beams, wave beam at least. More bomb jumping. Well done. His horizontal bomb jumping has been on point today. That double bomb jumping. There's definitely a different timing between the two. So sometimes one will be on and the other one not so much. And today, John's got the horizontal on point. Trolling us with a speed booster visit, letting us know that you do not get speed booster in this category. It would be slightly unnecessary. It would be interesting, although in Dashless 100% you do have to get the speed booster. In any percent, it probably would be a wasteful. Ooh, and those platforms showing their true form with a Kago. It looked like he didn't even turn around. Sometimes those platforms just let you Kago through for nothing. Let's see if you can make him through this time. Yep, looks good. Perfect. Making sure not to fall through the crumble blocks there. Picking up another powerful beam that will help for the Ridley fight. So now I'm a bit in suspense whether he's headed to Lower Norfair or back for ice. I am on the edge of my seat wondering. This makes me think he's headed to Lower Norfair. It is funny, it makes it look like he's moving in fast motion because he actually looks like you move quicker in the lava when you're not holding run. You'll see it in any percent new route when they move through the lava. Okay, he's not headed down. He's probably headed back across. Or maybe he's just farming. So he'll be executing a gravity jump, I believe, to get up here. It's a mechanic in the game and used in many other Dashless where if you jump right before you pause, it's a precise timing. You saw he just jumped after he hit the pause button, takes off the gravity suit, that gives you some momentum, and he makes it up. Doesn't even have to repause to put the gravity back on. Well done. Looks like he's going for a safety save. I don't blame him. Lower Airfare can be quite challenging without space jump, without screw attack, and without dash. Take away those three options, and Lower Airfare sounds quite awful. So this will be my first time seeing a Lower Airfare without space jump and without dash being used. So I'm interested to see the strats that are going to be executed. Certainly no fast pillars without a dash button. Just the standard developer intended pillars. Now heading into the worst room in the game. I really have no idea how this room is going to go. Looks like he's going to be using super missiles. Yeah, it's just that takes a lot of super missiles, but it takes a lot of the challenge and the scariness out of this room, because these key hunters these space pirates, that is, do 50 damage each, and that'll add up very quickly. Gets the roll over the space pirate at the top. Very, very well done. Worst room in the game, looking not so awful. Now this room is looking quite scary with that lava rising very quick. Not having space jump and not having dash makes it quite a challenge to make it up here before the lava reaches you. These pirates take a lot of damage before they go. Another save here, because if Ridley decides to be the troll Ridley is known to be, I'm sure John does not want to have to do the worst room in the game again, nor the amphitheater. Still has one more room coming up here where big chunks of damage can come out before he hits the metal pirates, which will hopefully give him some nice ammo. Managing his ammunition quite well, having this last power bomb being used so he doesn't have to visit the power bomb of shame. Metal pirates being a little trolly, deciding to block some shots. I'm wondering if John is saving his super missiles. He must be saving his super missiles for the Ridley fight. Yes, that makes sense, because he doesn't have much damage output. Wow, this is actually going to be very challenging without Ice Beam. His beam cannot be putting out that much damage. So he's going to want all the supers possible. I'm assuming he'll be do some serious farming. Yeah, with only 10 super missiles, this could be a very scary fight. Boy, he took this challenge category and really has made it quite challenging on himself with this routing. Holy moly. Even I'm a little surprised. But whatever it takes to go fast, I believe this is the fastest routing. We'll see if the bugs want to help him out. Okay, he has the ability to get more than 10 supers. Let's see if it's 15. This area is always interesting to watch without the farming beam like you see in RBO without the grapple. Okay, here it is. Ridley fights. Good luck, John. RNG be in your favor in the patterns. Whether you want swoops or pogos to go your way. Looks like he's going pogo. Very nice execution so far. Oh, Ridley gives him a little bit of a troll there. Doesn't turn around. I believe he's counting shots. At some point he's going to want to switch to his supers. Probably is going to wait till Ridley is red, or close to red. So far, he's really manipulating those Ridley patterns. Doing quite a good job. Still keeping his health high. It's twice Ridley's done that strange pattern. He's handled it very well. The fight can be a challenge too with Moonwalk on. Sometimes when you're charging your shot, it's hard to turn around. John's plenty practiced. Hits every single super, and he's ready. Fight over. 228 health left. That was impressive. I cannot tell what's more impressive, his crossing of the moat or that Ridley fight. Those are both highlights so far for me. Skips the E-Tank, says, I don't need it. I just killed Ridley with that much health left. I am out of here. I will be able to escape just fine. Wow. Decides to take the high route, probably because of the D-boost. That makes sense, rather than running through the lava down below, seeing how you can't quite run. Damage boosting is plays a huge part in Dashless, because that is your fastest mode of transportation. So any room that you can damage boost across is going to be quicker than just trying to walk. This room becomes extra difficult without no ability to use a plasma beam to get your iframes, no ability to get a short charge through the blue ball through the tunnel there. See what kind of patterns the Key Hunter's give him. Takes one hit, and he's going for a save. I don't blame him. These Key Hunters are going to do 50 damage apiece, and that will add up quick because he has a lot to get through. There's one, there's two, there's three. Alright, so he's halfway through the Key Hunters. There's still some damage he can take in these next few rooms. Make it through this last room, I believe his chance of death goes down significantly. Won't wants to wait for the lava. Perfect. Can take 3 hits here. 2. 3. Can't take 4, and he makes it. He makes it. He could take 3, and he used them all. So now the last concern is, with only 7 health, he can't take it. He can't take a hit from these anything in this as he makes his way out through this tunnel, and he doesn't have Ice Beam to freeze anything. So this is a little scary. Oh, he does have reserves. Okay, now he can afford a hit. Very good. So I believe the reason why he routed it like this is now his energy is low, and that will get him close to where he'll be able to do a Crystal Flash, or maybe not a Crystal Flash, something to do to get him into the G mode. I believe Canadian Owl in the chat can probably describe it much better than I can. I never quite figured out this G mode that he's going to be going for, but I know it looks cool and it gets the job done, and it's way more satisfying than trying to do an elevator Crystal Flash. Alright, I believe he's going to damage himself down. Yes, he's taking off all his suits to damage himself down. I believe the goal is close to 4 health. So John didn't have to do New Bridge because he did a trick called the Moon Dance, which was able to clip him through some power bomb blocks. So he was able to avoid the new bridge. There we go. That's the 4 health in reserve that I was looking for, that I thought he was going for. G mode requires activating X-ray through a door transition as his reserves are activated. There we go. That's what we're going for. Now I know John has practiced and developed a strat for this setup. I believe he wants the schemer to move all the way around, take some damage. This Schemer is obviously, or Nova is clearly also running Dashless, taking his time. No need for the Nova to hit the run button. Well, John gets to practice some movement. There we go. Yes, he's in it. As you see, the screen's a little dark, so I believe he hit it first try. That was beautiful. So now he's just going to simply bomb that block, and in G mode, for whatever reason, once you bomb it many times, that block is going to go away. So that was the whole purpose of getting the X-ray beam, and that was the purpose of getting the reserve tank, was so that you can get the ice beam. The ice beam is needed to get you through Meridia, because without a speed booster, there's no way to get into Botswoon. Perfect. There he goes. I believe now we can get out of G mode. Because with 4 health, I'm still pretty nervous. Let's hope the farming goes well up here. There we are. little bit safer in the health range now. So we have 3 out of 4 bosses down. We have all major tricks completed, which John hit most of them first try. Now we just basically have to go knock out Dragon and beat the game. All without hitting the run button. Looks like now he's going to pick up that energy tank to refill him. So when he heads into Meridia, he'll have a little bit of wiggle room. I don't blame him. Batoon without being able to do X Factors is quite a pain. Dragon without being able to do Shine Sparks is also a challenge. I'm very much looking forward to what he's going to do for Dragon, because he doesn't have a grapple beam and he can't do Shine Sparks. So I'm guessing just an ammo kill. Alright, so far so good in Meridia. It looks like it's all pretty standard. Of course, he can't do a diagonal Shine Spark in this room. He'll have to probably do some gravity jumps. Yes, he's gravity jumping again. Favorite part of this run is you don't have to attempt that mock ball, which always eludes me. There are, again, no mock balls in this without being able to hit the dash button. So if you have a mock ball that always gives you trouble, this might be your category because you don't have to bother with it. Same with the Haffy. So without Speed Booster, he's going to need to manipulate this mock droid. Looks like he gets the setup, and he's in there. Yes, perfectly. Didn't take any damage. So here comes Batoon. With only 5 super missiles, this could be a challenging fight. We'll see how many rounds he goes. Good execution. Gets all 5 of the supers in. Nice goo dodge there. And the lag with the Spazer Beam and the Ice Beam is quite challenging. Wow, that was much quicker than I thought it was going to be with only 5 supers going in. Well done. So another room without Speed Booster. Oh, it looks like he's going underneath as opposed to going above, because he wants to skip that energy tank, save the 7-second fanfare. See how long he farms for. I'm guessing he'll want to spend some time farming with no ideal way to take down Dragon. Having most of his supers will be a good idea. And we have no full Haffy attempt. One less stressor. Straight up, straight through. Staying out of that sand. I'm sure getting stuck in that sand is not ideal. Oh, looks like we're going for another save. I guess Dragon can go quite poorly without the proper equipment. Yet another challenge of this category. Alright, turrets are down. We're looking at 12 supers, 13 missiles, and 5 power bombs. Let's see what happens. Oh, well, 11 supers. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Maybe he was setting up RNG. It's not too often you see a floor coach hacking, especially right before a boss fight. Certainly was a highlight. Alright, Dragon. All ammo has been pumped, and Dragon is looking red. He's not the bright purplish red that we need to see, but he's getting there. We'll see if John does any pseudo screws, or if he's going to have to deal with some slap attempts. He's mashing. If you look at it in the upper left-hand corner, he's mashing the left and right. No, he's not. What is he doing? Is he taking damage on purpose? Or did he just take a break? Maybe he needed some energy. A quick bite to eat. I'm so lost. Again. He needs to mash those face buttons. There we go. He's let go. Now he has a little ammo. He's not doing the pseudo screwing. There it is. And Dragon's down. What an intense fight. So will John pick up Space Jump? It looks like he's setting up to go pick up Space Jump. Yes, he is. So in any percent run with Dash, runners would typically skip the Space Jump, but I'm assuming there must be something, reasoning why he would want to pick it up. Some strats coming up. Even if it's just that. So otherwise he would have to gravity jump out of there. And now I believe it's just the long haul to Torian. We'll see if he decides to go get the plasma beam. Plasma beam is quite a bit out of the way, however, it will shorten the Mother Brain 2 fight quite a bit. It looks like he's not going for plasma beam. Okay, so it's going to be a quicker time save to skip plasma and head straight to Torian, just like a regular any percent run, than it would be to go pick up the plasma and take an extra 40 shots off of Mother Brain 2. So if I'm not mistaken, this is basically from here on out, and the exact routing from the world record. Oh, nope. After this one last trick. After this one more glitch here. There he is. Makes his way through. This should be the same routing as the any percent with dash, or dashed any percent Super Metroid run. He's basically going to head back through Meridia, up to Torian, and see if he can't take down Mother Brain. This might be another good reason to pick up the space jump, because this jump to get up here would not be possible without the run button. I guess a gravity jump could get you up there, but the 7-second fanfare and 2 door transitions might save you time over setting up that room. doing a little bit of farming. Only 3 super missiles, and it'll be 2 after this green gate. That's pretty low. His max is a good bit higher than any percent, though, so the RNG and Torian shouldn't be too bad for him. So again, this is dashless any percent. If you look in the upper left-hand corner, we have a verification tool by showing that he's not hitting the B button. And his goal is to beat the game as quickly as possible. Here, waiting to see how this Torian goes. All right, the statues are falling. That means it's about to begin. John's going to execute a moonfall here that saves just a few frames if executed perfectly. Not sure if that's been confirmed by the community, whether that's truly saves any time or not, but it's always nice to add an extra. Moonfall. Okay, gotta keep an eye on those super missiles. If these Metroids aren't nice, it could be run over here. There we go. That was a good pickup. Ideally, he's looking for around 25 and 10 at least. There we go. Now he's fine. It's pretty rare when you go through all 4 rooms without one of the Metroids being real nice, but it does happen. Lots of missile strats. Decides to group in room 4. And down we go. And unless some crazy tech has been found in the last few weeks, Baby Skip is off the table without having the run. So I believe he's going to damage himself down here. Let the baby do its thing. Developer-intended strats. Then refill and head for Mother Brain. Yes. On your first playthrough, this is definitely when the intensity is building, you're learning of the baby Metroid and what it's become. On a speed run, your 7,000th playthrough. Not quite as intense, but it is nice not having to sweat the baby skip in this category. Taking full advantage of that space jump getting through this room. Another moonfall. That's the example of the capped run speed. Now a safety save? Okay. Wanted to get the door open first. Decides to go for the safety save. You never know what Mother Brain 2 is going to throw at you. Even with 499 health, a catch-up to the face that does a double hit could be very bad. I also believe the setup here for the Zeb clip is a bit tougher without the run button because you don't get to get there right in time. So a little bit more damage was taken. That Rinka followed him all the way across the room. There we are. That should be it for Mother Brain 1. Besides some trolley Rinkas. So now we have to get through 60 shots. Yes, and that's another reason for the safety. I forgot. Instead of 20 simple shots, we have 60 shots, so plenty of chances for ketchup to be coming. So for anyone new to this fight, we have several different attacks. We have onion rings, we have French fries, and there we have it. We have the nuggets. The ketchup will come later to complete the meal. That'll be after about 45 shots or Mother Brain at 2/3 health. All these first, and Samus has to stay above 300 health. That's very important. So even though his health says 473, he really can't get. He really only has 152 health because he has to be above 300. The Mother Brain scripted beam does exactly 300 damage. Throwing some odd patterns. Ooh, now we're down to one ketchup will do it. There's the first ketchup. Sometimes that first one's the worst. Now as long as his reaction time is okay, he should be okay. There we go. Just keep throwing ketchups. Keep throwing ketchups, Mother Brain. No more onion rings. No more French fries, please. Very nice. Clutches it out. Nice work, John. GG's. That was quite. I have to admit, I was sweating a little bit there during that fight. Alright, so now we have another little break here. While Mother Brain does her thing, we have no stand-up. I'm sure John's relieved that fight is over. Your run will be completed deathless. That is not an easy feat for a Dashless category. If his timer is accurate. If it is, he's definitely on PB pace. This has been quite a good run though, without falling into the moat. First try G mode. Ridley fight was well executed. This is I'm sure John is very, very happy with how this run is going. With this category, it's quite a bit different than any percent, where a lot of the strats are pretty well known and you have to execute them. In this run, there's really just some key points that are going to cost you tons of time, and then these other rooms where you're just kind of walking through them, there's less time to be saved, at least with current strats. That's not to be said that someone might take this category and really make it their own and develop some time saves in every room, but as of right now, it's just about executing those big tricks. celebration dance there. Mother Brain 3 is down. No match for the Hyper Beam. And now we have the ever-present in the Super Metroid genre escape sequence. A little bit of different routing here from the 90% like I was talking about earlier, simply because he doesn't have the speed booster. He has to go all the way around, something similar to what you would do in map completion category. Although he's not worried about the extra tile that he has to grab here. He simply needs to go this way because he can't get through the speed booster blocks. Probably not worth doing G mode at this point. Quite a bit quicker to just go around. Coming up on the last moonfall of the game. Let's see if he gets it. He does. Perfect execution. On our way back up, and now all we need to know is, will he save the animals? Are the animals saving or dying? Also, we're going to be wall jumping. No behemoth sparks here in this last climb room. Moment of truth. Let's see. Let's see what John decides. I see a morph ball. That can only mean one thing. Of course. Down he goes. Well, without dash, it could be a close escape now. Let's hope these animals aren't the demise of John here. I think he has plenty of time. If his timer is right, he is on very much a PB pace. I'm gonna shave over a minute, almost 2. The final victory roll to the ship. Hopefully not getting hit by too much steam. Up he goes, and in. GG, BEJ. Very nice run. What a showcase. Great showcase of a very unique category. We get to see the little speck of animals coming up here. There they go. That's what we were waiting for. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. That was, I was very impressed with the execution. That was the first time I saw that routing. I really protect this category. I have some investment in it. I am quite interested to put some time into that route myself. And I was glad I was able to be a part of this marathon, this fundraiser. Especially to commentate a PB run as well executed as that one in a category that is quite different, let's just say. Something you don't see all too often. Definitely give some props to BlackEliteJohn for putting in a category as such as challenging as that, where lots of things could go wrong, and yet still made it happen. So I'm not sure what is up next for the marathon. I'm sure it'll be some entertaining stuff. I know I at least have another hour before bed. I'm sure some of you are possibly even just waking up now with a full day of exciting retro gaming ahead of you for a good cause. But again, that was Dashless Any Percent. Two main Dashless categories are Dashless Any Percent, Dashless 100% that we've created so far. It really does open itself up to a whole world of playing Super Metroid without the dash button. They're challenge categories and they require some unique tricks, but it certainly is an open world. And if anyone else wants to get in on some Dashless Super Metroid, I know there are probably be some new fans out there to check out the runs after this. Great execution by John. And of course we have a Deer Force. Luckily we're not going for 100%, so there's not much suspense here. But let's see what the final standing is. 25%. Very good. Only 6 items more necessary than the true any percent category. So with 6 extra items, you don't have to hit the dash button for a speed run. Good to know. All right. Well, thank you so much for doing that, hanging out with me for this race. I was quite entertained with this routing. GG's to BlackEliteJohn, and thanks so much for having me, guys. It was quite a pleasure. I will be hanging out in the chat for the rest of the marathon, saying hi and rooting on the rest of the runners.